Hey, YouTube family, we're gonna try this again. We're gonna try it again with them bells down up in Mississippi showing their natural slips. And then maybe Glenn showing his slip too. So he greet Letitia. And when she coming in from the trip and he asking how was her trip, and she said, well, it wasn't that good because Latrice, y'all already know. Cry me a river, cry me a river. I don't want to hear it no more. And then Glenn sitting up there talking about some, well, how was your trip? And I'm like, look, she already told you how her trip was. She didn't enjoy her trip. Okay, move on to the next scene. And then that's when we get to Miss Latrice. Latrice, the one and only Latrice Rogers. And she comes back to the house. And when Latrice comes back to the house, Cliff is missing in action. Cliff is missing in action because Cliff got his little yellow ass up there at that condo and all that. So what she do is she go to the condo and she told him that she was there at the condo because they were supposed to move in with each other and they talked about it and they were supposed to move in with each other and this and that. I'm like, all right then, that's all good, all everything, okay. And then, the leather couch was out and all that stuff. He was just as comfortable as ever. He had all his clothes in that closet. And she moved in his clothes. And she said, okay, well, I mean, you just got to make room for me. You just got to make room for me. Okay. And then my whole thing is the way that the way that Cliff be sitting there tripping on Latrice like that and always talking about, she was like, we got to be on the same page. I mean, I can't be on the opposite page. You can't be on the front page or the back page and we be on opposite pages. And he said, I'm on the front page. I'm always on the front page. I'm like, look, don't start this shit, Glenn. Not Glenn. Shit, he about acting like Glenn. But don't start that bullshit, old ass Cliff. She needs to cuss his motherfucking ass out. She got it in her. I'm telling you, she got it in her. Cause all she gotta do is just cuss his motherfucking ass out so he'll know. Don't fucking play with me like that. Okay? Don't fucking play with me like that. Okay? All right. So, with that being said, we getting off of them, and then we we back to DM Glenn and confused Letitia, and she telling him that Selena wants them to meet and to come to her home, so that they can, be there for her son. And then Glenn says, "Well, we nice people, we nice people." And Letitia said that, yeah, DM Glenn, if you did something, please tell me. He said, I already told you. We didn't do nothing, Letitia. We didn't do nothing but dance. We just danced. And I said, oh, I bet you y'all did dance. And what else y'all do? Hello, what else did y'all do other than dance? Don't fucking play on people intelligence, Glenn. Okay? All right. And then you say that for her. Okay? Because she said, what if you did something? If you did something, then just please let me know. Just please let me know. They get their little food and they just sitting down talking. And their food of choice was Chinese food. And then he was just sitting down, just all high and mighty and just happy and this and that about their little Chinese food and stuff. And then she said, I'm so glad that we talked. I'm so glad that we talked. Oh my goodness. And then he said, well, all that being said, I got something special planned for you. And so clear your schedule for Friday. And she said, okay. And she said, just don't invite none of the bells. Now you heard her. She said, don't invite none of the bells. Okay, she don't want nobody to be there. So they won't make her look like an even bigger damn fool than she already look. Okay. And then she just, cause if somebody else come from the Belle Collective group, then she ain't gonna be nothing but press like Cardi B, press like a panini in Lil Nas X words, and then she gonna be press like Cardi B from the show. I mean from the song Press. And he says in the confessional saying, I got something special for my wife. And he guilty as ever. Moving on. We get into Tambra and Damon, aka Guidi. And then they meet with the money coach and then, trying to get the finances and all that stuff together. She said, well, the finances need to be together, Damon, and all that stuff. And then she was saying, well, he told her that he ain't gonna take from the baby savings account. And she just, so this what I think, y'all. To not even go into all that. What I think is they moved and they leaped too quick with that situation because they always were supposed to have the situation accomplished and settled before the baby. Babies always come after. And I think that's what she was planning, but some kind of way it didn't work. And she is a beautiful, beautiful baby. But it came before they were talking about the wedding and their relationship. And oh my Lord, Lord, oh Lord. Every time I watch the show and every time I see the beautiful baby that Tambra and Damon got, I say, I just know. I just know. I just know for a fact that Tamara was wanting something different. She was wanting a different outcome. She was wanting a different outcome. But it's okay. It is okay because babies are a what? A blessing. Always a blessing. So nothing about that. Nothing about that. I just know how she wanted to do it. Okay, we getting back to Glenn. And he says, he pulls up on Cliff in all black, like a mob gangster. And Cliff comes out and says, hey, yeah, I ain't seen you in a while. Glenn said that I want to talk to you about what happened at your house. And then Cliff said, what you mean, Glenn? And then what happened at your house? And he said, what happened at your house sent me back 4 to 6 months. And I felt like it was a setup. And it was. It was a setup. It was a setup on Mandy's part. It wasn't no setup on Cliff's part. Because Cliff didn't know nothing about it. Now it could have been a setup on Latrice and Mandy, which is Amanda, her friend. Okay, we gonna move past that now. Stop that, Glenn. Yeah, Glenn, stop that shit. Cause Cliff didn't know. And all that being said, and then Cliff said, that was you. You ran up on the girl and got angry and got all in her face. And then Glenn says that he felt like Latrice was on that snake shit. And then he thought that Cliff should have had his back and also tells Cliff that he wants to have a safe space. And you know what? He been covering for Glenn, and Glenn been covering for Cliff. They got that type of relationship and friendship. I just figured that out. For him to come over there saying that he want him to be his safe space. Okay. Then he says that he is planning something for Leticia, his wife, but he is not invited. Then Cliff says, yeah, I understand. I understand. Then Selena comes to her son's home to gather all the ladies, and everyone did come to support her. And I am so happy to see the turnout. And then Marie was the voice of support, and she was she has a very, very caring heart now. BBL Marie, aka Marie Monroe, she got a supporting heart. And then the home was so, so nice and looked very unkept. And Latrice says, she said, money talks, money talks. All she had to do was money talks and bullshit walks. But she put up enough money, for a reward, for the reward money. And she says, if anybody ever wants to, let us know what happened. Because that was a heavy episode for me. And then I just hate when Selena, she just is in pain. And I just wish I could take her pain away from her. I really do wish that, y'all. But that's my girl. I love me some Selena all the way from Bring It when her girls was in DD4L. Okay. But she'll be okay. I hope she'll be okay. Everybody came out in support of her, okay? And then we get to the recommitment ceremony. And also, DM Glenn gets up late. then was like he playing for Letitia, and everything that he playing for Letitia and excuse, and he had an excuse waking up. I'm like, don't piss me off, DM Glenn. And then Marie said that we waiting because everybody was there. And then Marie said, well, we waiting on you to tell. I'm waiting for, she basically told him that I'm waiting for you to tell me what to do and how to move and all that. And then DM Glenn calls Letitia's mom and everybody and her parents and her mom and her dad to get everything together. And then her mom says that, oh, well, let me just say that her mom says, yo, anything that's celebrating marriage and just celebrating just anything or people just being together, I am of support of it. And then she says she will be there. And then Letitia says that I was at work, swamped, and I hear about a recommitment and that it's happening. Then I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like, girl, shut your ass up and get your ass in there and get ready. And then she tells DM Glenn. Then DM Glenn says, do you want it or do you not? Because if not, I can go home. I'm like, the nerve and the inebriated gall of that motherfucker. The nerve, the gall, the gumption, everything all up in him. That he had talking about some, well, I could just go home. Do you want it or not? You want it or not? I'm like, look. And then they up in that driveway and they arguing. I'm like, she ain't gonna do it. And I'm like, baby, she gonna do it. Regardless, she gonna do it regardless. And she walks up in the house. And why is he mad though? Damn. Then it is nothing in the park that's set up. The park is blank, y'all. It was chairs there, empty chairs. But, like bibbity bobbity boo, everyone is there, you know, with none there, with like nothing there, nothing ain't set up, just some chairs. Okay, all right. Then everyone, of course, they show up, the exception of Cliff and Latrice, and she holds on. And I'm like, but hold on, the other bells are at Taste, actually, y'all. See, I was teasing y'all. The other bells actually at Taste right now, and Latrice is at her restaurant Taste, and Carrie arrives, and she's saying that it is giving an urban vibe, and she says she loves Taste though. Her husband and all the bells are there. And Marie says that I invited everyone, but no one responded. Then Cedric is back at the park. Then it is said that she is going to show up because her mom is there. And then that's when Glenn, he was like, okay, she gotta show up, she gotta show up, she gotta show up, she gotta show up because her mom there. 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 Hey, she gotta show up because her mom there. And we back at Taste. And Timber says that it's a pattern with him, Glenn. He does something grand after he fucks and messes up. All she had to do was say fuck and mess up. Okay? But we're gonna get back to the park. And back at the park, they are kissing and sniffling. This big Letitia and Glenn. No family. And I'm like, no family. So thrown together for the hell of it. I'm like, Glenn, you could have did a little bit better. You really could have did a lot better. Cause you could have made that shit work. And then it was just so out of order and so unorganized. And I'm like, Carlos, y'all just threw something up there. Y'all, y'all just throwing stuff up there. Y'all really just threw something up there to say that you had a show and you had a scene. Okay? Y'all done pissed me off. I tell y'all that. Y'all have pissed me the hell off. Okay? And this was Belle Collective, season whatever, episode 7. And it's believe in miracles. And that's, I guess that's the miracle that we were supposed to believe in, huh? All right. So I want y'all to do me a favor. I want y'all to go to my thing and I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, my YouTube family. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed, blessed day. And I'm going to go ahead and end this live. It was a pleasure talking. Bye.